Hey there, welcome to my channel. I'm Kelley Norton, your AZ Realty lady. I help people that relocate to or within the Phoenix and surrounding areas. And I like to give you information about new construction, resale, things you need to know about the Valley and different communities. Today's video, I'm actually going to be sharing with you 7 things that you really need to know that a lot of agents don't talk about in their videos. So stay tuned because you don't want to move to Arizona unless you know these 7 things about the Valley. Hi, I'm Kelley Norton, your AZ Realty lady at EXP Realty. Count on me for all things Arizona real estate. So if you're new to my channel, again, I'm Kelley Norton, the AZ Realty lady, a Valley native and a real estate agent of over 22 years. So if you like the information from the video that I provide today or you have questions, please comment on the video. Let me know if there's more information I can get you about certain areas in the Valley. But please subscribe to the channel as well and click that little bell and you'll be notified when I put up new videos. So let's go ahead and talk about number 1 thing that you need to know before you move to the Valley. So a lot of people, when they come to the Valley, they aren't really used to seeing power lines. So a lot of our areas are desert landscape. They're a little bit further away from the city, so they do have to have these high tension power lines stretching over these, really vast areas of desert and rolling hills. So there are overhead power lines in a lot of areas of the Valley. It doesn't matter what part of the Valley you're in. You can have them in the East Valley, you can have them in the West Valley. They're also in the prime location of North Scottsdale as well. So here I'm driving along the 303 and this is in the West Valley, and you can see all these power lines here along the freeway, and there are subdivisions that these power lines will extend through. Now some homes might have views of these power lines where other homes won't have views unless you're driving into the community. Now you can go on APS's website and grab information about EMF and anything that might be a concern to you. You can also get a testing done. I actually had a client really long time ago. I've been selling real estate for 22 years. So I think about maybe 13 or 14 years ago, the only time I ever had a client actually have an EMF study done inside the home that they were looking to purchase. And one of the things that was pointed out was that the alarm clock right next to the bed actually had some of the highest output for steady EMF that was in the house. It was really interesting. I kind of like it, when people do these different studies, because I actually learned from it as well. But the EMF coming from the power lines that were near the home weren't really that high. I'm not saying that that wouldn't be the case in the home that you're buying, but if you have concern with it, you can definitely get that inspection done. And having been through it with a client, I can help guide you on where to go to get that booked and scheduled. So now let's talk about number 2. So again, in some of these outskirt areas, you will have dairy farms, you'll have regular farms, agriculture. So what that can bring is some odors. So you have, this is the fertilizer, and of course if you have dairy farm, you've got the source right there that's causing all of that stench. So a lot of times in the evening hours or late night, you will have that odor. Now we have wonderful weather most of the year where people want to have their windows open. So sometimes you will get that fragrance, if you will, inside your home. I just want you to be aware of it. Some of the areas in the Valley where you're going to find this, definitely Santan Valley and the Far East Valley. Parts of Gilbert, you still have that. South Chandler, you still have that. Don't know if I said it yet, but Maricopa, parts of Casa Grande. You'll also have that in the West Valley, in the Goodyear and Buckeye area, and parts of Surprise. So you certainly want to be aware of that if you are, really sensitive to that. But I have heard from a lot of my clients that they get used to it. So maybe not let it be a deal killer for you, but it's better to be an informed buyer than to walk in blind and not know what you're getting. Okay, so number 3. There's a few freeways here in the Valley that seem like they are racetracks, and there's a lot of really fast drivers on our highways. And again, this isn't something I hear a lot of people talk about, but as a full-time resident here myself and a Valley native, I've seen the Valley grow and the population completely change. And we just have a lot of people that speed like crazy on our freeways. So just want you to be aware of that. Some of these where I certainly see this is going to be the Loop 101 all the way around the Valley. We'll put up a map here to show you where the Loop 101 goes. This is a main artery that will get you from the kind of circling around the valley, getting from the East Valley to the West Valley, and it connects the major highways like the I-10, the 60, and the 202. Now in the far West Valley, another one that I've been starting to see some really crazy fast drivers is the Loop 303 in the West Valley. Now, they're starting to do a pretty good job of having some undercover vehicles on that highway. So if you are one of those speed demons, look out because they do have a couple Dodge Chargers. I've seen some Camaros. Being a red Camaro driver myself, I'm like, oh, there's a Camaro. Oh, it is the police officer. So my car, of course, I'm not the cop, but, and you probably won't see me driving too fast because I know I have that red car that is kind of the magnet from what I hear. So anyhow, the Loop 303, they also have some undercover trucks that drive around in that area to try and help. But if you don't like fast drivers, just be aware on our highways, you will experience that. Sometimes when it gets a little bit busier in the day, you don't see it as much because they can't just fly down the highway. But I guess there is one good thing about it. If they have the room to just open it up and fly, that means that there's not too much traffic. So that could be something that is really a positive for you. I know here compared to other places like California, I've been told by a lot of those residents that they really love it, that there's not as much traffic here. We're getting more traffic, of course, but not quite as congested as some other areas of the country. All right, so number 4, we don't really get seasons, if you will, here in the Valley. We have summer and we have fall, winter, a little bit of spring as well. So if you want to look for the full 4 seasons and you want to get the changing of the leaves, the good news is it's a very short drive away and you don't have to go very far. You can go anywhere from an hour and a half to 3-hour drive. So some of these areas where you can catch the full 4 seasons is going to be, of course, Flagstaff, Arizona, Williams, Arizona, and you can even go to Show Low, Christopher Creek. Payson you get a little bit, but if you go a little more north and northeast, you're definitely going to find more of that 4-season climate. Okay, so a lot of people do not know about our gas prices here. So this is going to be your next reason why you shouldn't move here unless you watch this video. So gas prices. In our summer months, there is a special blend, and they do this because of the raising temperatures, and it does elevate the gas prices. I saw this summer our gas went up $1 per gallon. And it can vary year to year of what that increase is, but at the time of filming this video, we're starting to head from summer to fall, and the gas prices are still hovering, around $5 a gallon. So when they can start changing that, when the temperatures decrease, you'll start to see the gas prices drop down. Unfortunately, the summer is when people have their boats, they're towing their RVs, they're going up north, they're going camping. So we use a lot more gas, I feel like, in the summer. However, the gas prices are going to be a little bit more expensive. Fires, outdoor fires. Did you know that in Arizona we have what's called a no burn day? So they try and do what they can to keep our air quality a little bit better. So a lot of people say, hey, let's build an outdoor fireplace, a wood burning fireplace, or a wood burning fire pit. Before you go and do that, you want to make sure that you understand that we do have no burn days. And unfortunately, a lot of those no burn days are on the best weather days. So in the fall and in the winter, a lot of times is when you want to do the outdoor wood burning fire. And with a no burning day, you can actually get ticketed for that. So you certainly want to be aware, and you can go online and look up what the no burn days are for the Valley. That way you're making sure that you are adhering to the rules and you don't get fined for it. Now you can have a gas burning fireplace, so that no problem. It's just a wood burning one that you need to be aware of. All right, so the last thing that you want to be aware of, and if you've watched some of my videos, you may already be educated on this, but here in the Valley, we have some communities that have a lot of golf courses or a lot of common spaces. And this means that you could have a CFD or an additional capital improvement fee that you're going to have to pay. These can be paid in a few different ways depending on the community. So in some of them, they have a capital improvement fee, which is a fee that you pay right at close of escrow, and that goes towards the beautification of the community. Those capital improvement fees, they can be anywhere from like $1,000 to $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, just depending on what community you're in. For example, Pebble Creek out in Goodyear, theirs is equivalent to one annual circle of HOA dues, which puts you right around $3,000. Now, you can also see this with elevated taxes. So say in Verrado out in Buckeye, very popular community, they do have slightly elevated taxes, and that CFD is built right in. Now you're wondering, if this is your first time hearing about a CFD, what is this? Well, it's a special tax that was put in place that allowed the developers to have a bond to make everything really pretty. That's my little short Cliff Note version of explaining it. So some of the best, most beautiful communities will have one or the other. They'll either have the capital improvement fee or they will have a CFD. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video today. Again, I'm Kelley Norton, your AZ Realty lady. And again, if you like the video, please subscribe to the channel, click the bell. You'll be notified when I put up new videos. And I would love to hear your feedback on the information that I provided. Did I forget something that you wanted to hear about? Or is there more information you have on one of the topics? I would love to hear from you. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.